What in God's name is going on in here?
52.
Senator, we doing this, Senator? Doing it?
We're doing it.
All right, we're doing it. Johnny, we doing it?
Yeah,
Trent?
we're doing it.
Well, let's make it happen, man.
go,
Episode
man.
12.
Episode 12, that's a big one for us, man. It's kind of special, man.
It's a dozen.
It's a dozen, man. Dozen. That's eggs.
Not a baker's dozen. That'll be next week.
Eggs. Them eggs.
Next week.
Watch them eggs.
That's big, though.
Yeah, we came a long way, man. I think we're doing pretty good. We got man, we don't usually do this. It's usually just me, Trent, and Johnny doing this. But today we had to bring a special guest from down in Austin over there. We got Senator Brandon Creighton with us, man. He's got hanging out with us. You're gonna spend a little time with us, spend an hour with us, get a little weird with us. Should be fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
Yeah,
I
it's a big
appreciate
deal.
you
It's a
being
big deal.
here and being a part of the conversation, and we'll see how ridiculous it goes.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully we'll keep it our.
I'll try to add to that any way I can.
Oh no, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. I think you're gonna be okay.
Good to be
man.
here with you guys.
Oh yeah, man.
This is
Appreciate
going
it.
to be hard to top. 13 is going to have to be.
It's gonna have to come hard. I think we got ladies from IV coming. The IV.
something. We're going to need something. Because
Father's Day
it's
coming up.
gonna be
Like
hard
this.
to
Yeah,
top.
it's gonna be a big deal.
We may make a law.
Oh, we're gonna make before this is all over. Before this episode's over, we're gonna have a law put in place, man. We're gonna have a bill. We're gonna pass a bill. We're gonna do all kinds of
We're
stuff.
doing something.
Hey, I texted. We were talking about her earlier. I texted Britney Spears. I think she might be here next episode.
Hey, next day, wait,
Okay.
it's not surprising.
She could be single by then.
So
There we go.
She probably will
like I
be.
said, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just a big deal for us, and if it's a big deal for me, growing up, I grew up, Senator. I grew up in Austin, Texas. I grew up in the south side of Austin. Then this is a different Austin though, when it was a little more tame Austin. I grew up in Austin. I went to middle school at Fulmore Middle School, and that school is located on South Congress. So when I would take my lunch, I was 13 years old. Young 13-year-old me would go to lunch, go off campus. It was a big deal. I go off campus across the street to Dan's Hamburgers. Across the street, it's not that location's not there anymore. I would stroll over there to Dan's Hamburgers, and as I was crossing the street, I would stare down Congress, and I would see the Capitol, and I'd be like, "Man, I wonder who works down there. I wonder
That's a big
who
building.
works there." Yeah, it's a big building. Who
Big
works
building.
there? Like, who works there? And as a kid, growing up, I was always a AM nerd, AM radio nerd. So like I said, we're not a political show, but just to kind of give a background why this is a big deal for us, for me and us. I grew up listening to Rush Limbaugh. I was the only kid in my class that knew what the market was doing, how the economy was doing, if it's bull, bear, I knew all this stuff, and I was an idiot.
You had a lot of friends.
I didn't have any, dude. Luckily, I played football, so that kind of helped. But other than that, if it wasn't for football, I wouldn't have no friends. But yeah, I was a big nerd. I used to love AM radio. I used to love politics and stuff. And so for me, this is a big deal to have you here because I get to see somebody that actually works in that Capitol, man. And as a kid, staring at that building down there. When I was in middle school, we at the time, not like I said, not political thing, left or right or anything, but when I was a kid, I witnessed what's her name? Governor, the woman,
Ann Richards.
Ann Richards, yes, sir. I witnessed that happen from my middle school. They had a big parade and everything. It was a big deal. Like I said, left or right. It was just moments in history that I witnessed, and it was interesting. But like I said, again, that's why this is a big deal for us and for me that you're here. So we really appreciate your time, sir. Really appreciate your time. So
It's great being here with you.
yes, sir.
Absolutely.
And,
We're
yeah.
Conroe guys.
Yeah.
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 And this is good.
Same for me.
Yeah. So that being said, where'd you grow up? How'd you grow up? Well, where, country, city? I'm guessing you're a country boy, huh?
I grew up just outside of Conroe, just past the Montgomery County Airport.
Okay.
On a little farm out there, and went to Conroe schools. I went to Conroe schools only because the school district line didn't just pass through our property; it passed through the house.
Nice.
And when the school district line passes through the house, you go by the master bedroom, or you did then.
Really?
Wherever that master, if it would have been the kitchen, I would have been in different schools. I spent way more time in there anyway. But it was
Fridge.
based
That's
on
the
where the
fridge.
master bedroom was, and so I went through Conroe schools, and
That's awesome. Dude.
grew up working on that farm, and
Oh man.
and then when I got out of high school here, I worked as a pipe fitter for Texaco Chemical Plant in Cut and Shoot right there on
man.
105 East.
Talk about local, man.
Yeah.
That's a local boy, man. That's a local
Hometown boy.
All right. That's
Yeah.
good stuff, man.
Yeah.
You say pipe fitter. Kind of leads me into my first little debate here. To this is gonna sway my vote here, man. It's gonna kind of sway my vote. Not really.
I'll do my best.
No. We were talking about pop culture, man. We were talking about pop culture. We said we do a lot of pop culture.
There's
So-
6,500 languages in the world, and I just speak the language of facts.
There you go. No, here we go. So that being said,
this guy right here.
is already trouble. So, growing up, I'm sure Texas boy. I'm sure you've seen Urban Cowboy.
Oh yeah,
You've seen Urban Cowboy. Okay,
At the
Pasadena,
Gilly's nightclub.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Pasadena, Texas. So that being said, were you Sissy or Pam? Team Sissy or Team Pam?
Now, I think this is the most important vote maybe that you've had in a while now. This is
You got 3 votes pending on this.
This is drawing lines.
I don't
right
even.
here, right?
And to be fair, before he even answers this,
Uh-huh.
I don't even know where y'all stand on this.
Oh, dude, I'm out Pam.
No, don't. It's, you wanted that out so fast, man.
Because I had to let you know. Man. It's no question.
All right,
Go ahead.
Sissy or Pam?
Go ahead, Senator.
You know, at the time then, it's just human nature to want what you don't have, and I had a lot of close friends that were sissies.
Mustangs and shit.
But and so Pam, being as distractingly attractive as she was, I would say when I saw the show, Pam. But now I know better, and I would have been much better served to go with Sissy. But, yeah.
Sissy.
Yeah. Sissy, really?
Sissy, yeah.
We were Pam. Me and Johnny were Pam
I'm
because
Team Pam.
Yeah.
her daddy was in oil. And
You
they had-
can't really, but
Her
can
daddy
you,
was in oil.
can you really give a wrong answer
You
on
can't.
that?
You can't.
No,
you
no,
can't.
you
I
can't.
saw-
That's the
Not
beauty of
really.
it.
After watching Sissy work the mechanical bull, yeah, she's okay.
And
Yeah,
Pam didn't have her own license plate with her name on it.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
That's
true.
There's
That's
something
a good-
about
Speaks
that.
volumes.
But
Yeah.
she also didn't hang out with a Wes in the trailer. Out back.
Yeah, West Outback. Yeah, West Outback.
Well,
man.
West was a problem.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
Wes,
was,
Wes was what we like to refer to as a problem.
Yeah.
So what about Pam? I mean, what?
Dude, Pam was awesome, man. She
She had the looks.
she had looks, man. She had the flash. She had daddy's money.
Style.
She used to make custom shirts for Bud. She made him custom shirts, man. Pearl snap shirts, man. They were custom made, man. Like you couldn't go wrong, man. You could not go wrong with her, man. There you go. Look at Pam, man.
Yeah.
She's, woo, look at
Yeah,
that, man.
You know, Pam left an impression for maybe a generation or two, but even that high rise in downtown Houston
Yeah.
where she lived
Uh-huh.
and that penthouse, whatever that
Yeah.
building was, is still there. And for some reason, every time I go past that location, I think of Urban
That's what you
Cowboy.
think of
So
Urban
do I,
Cowboy.
dude. So,
Pam, yeah.
and my thing is when I pass Pasadena and all I grew up in Pasadena for a little bit, but or lived there. Seeing those plants, always gives me a flashback to Uncle Bob dying at the plant.
Yeah.
Uncle Bob getting struck by lightning, man, makes me sad, man. Makes
Yeah.
me sad.
I worked at a plant just like that.
That's
Really?
awesome. That's what I'm saying. That's why it
I was
leaded.
3 stories up in a pipe rack with straight ammonia leaks and a safety belt and fireproof coveralls.
That
And
sounds safe.
Man,
that was some. I made some of the best friends I'll ever have.
I imagine.
Yeah.
So,
Imagine.
Yeah.
Question 2:
Oh, go ahead.
Have you ever ridden a mechanical bull?
I haven't. I have not.
We gotta-
See, you could have
We
been.
gotta work on that.
Have
No,
you?
No,
I've
no, I
been on a
haven't.
couple
I
of
haven't.
real bulls
Oh.
that were more tame than I could claim there was any kind of a rodeo,
Okay.
but not a mechanical bull.
I've never been on one.
I've always
I haven't
wanted to
either.
just operate it though.
Yeah.
You know,
You wanted to be West.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
anyone
You wanna
can
be
ride
West.
it if you operate it right.
I don't
Right?
think
I don't
so.
think anybody
I
can.
think it's designed to throw you,
Oh, I think
When,
so.
when we were kids,
just like relationships.
Just like Pam.
Are you saying Pan
Pam.
or Pam?
Pam.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Just wondering.
Yeah.
So when we were kids, we would go visit my grandparents, and my grandparents had goats in the backyard,
Yeah.
and we used to jump on and see who could stay on the longest. I was not very good at that.
No?
So
I thought, figured you
no, you
manhandling.
didn't figure anything. No,
Manhandle
I was
it,
not
man.
very
That's
good
what's
at it.
great
for
about
sure.
that Houston rodeo, man. If you ever think those guys aren't athletes,
Oh,
and you
man,
see
they-
'em
they're
get on
tough,
a-
man.
Get on a bull like that, it's pretty amazing.
Now, how close do you follow rodeo at all? Like back in the day, like the old rodeo?
I
Like,
always went to the cook-off and the
Okay.
Montgomery County
Oh, yeah.
rodeo. It was a big deal.
again, I'm an underground nerd, and I sometimes I study things too much. And I used to watch bull riding when I was a kid, and I used to love to watch the bull riders when they didn't have the helmets and it was the old none of those jackets. They didn't
Tough
have-
Hedeman and
Yeah,
all.
Tough Heater, man, and Ted Noose was some of my favorite. Those are some of my favorite riders, man. And it was those were men. To me, those were men, dude.
I've always said I have never been and will never be man enough to get on a bull.
Yeah.
I would not
absolutely
do it.
That's a beast, man. That's a
No,
beast,
I mean, it's
man.
one thing to try to ride something, but it's something that tries to get you after it gets you off, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
It's
that
pissed.
bull's-
It's
that
not
bull's
done.
Coming.
It's pissed.
And-
Yeah.
It's amazing. And what's cool is to watch the bull riding now, how big a part the bull is. The bull he's an athlete. They show his record of
He's got stats.
what he does. He
Score,
has
too.
stats.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
has stats, yeah.
Score.
So
How many dunks he's got dunks and stuff. You know, he's got slam dunk.
You talk to some of those bull riders.
Yes, sir.
those bull riders think that the bronc riders are crazy
Really?
Really?
because the strength of the horse and the aim that horse has with its back hooves is way different than the bull.
Yeah.
So the bull can throw you, but the horse can kill you before you hit
Oh.
the ground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they think those guys are nuts.
I have heard that a bronc buck is way harder than a bull because the distance that it travels, like for the actual buck, like the distance that it travels is harder than the distance of a bull.
Yeah,
But
I love watching it. I grew up.
Oh, but yeah, I miss watching it. Just
and
for me.
being there live is cool.
No,
too.
I haven't been.
We got to go to the rodeo.
We need to do that. We need to do that.
Yeah.
Like I said, for me, when I used to like it when they didn't have the jackets and all that stuff, they had nothing on, man. That was,
Yeah.
like I said, for me, that was just showed me how tough these guys were, and I was just so, in all these guys, and I would watch it. I would watch it on what's that channel? It used to be an old channel back in the day on cable TV. I think it was TNN.
TNN.
They had
the
tractor
National
pools.
Network.
They
The
had
National
tractor
Network.
pools. They
Yeah.
had tractor pools on there, mud racing, mud bogging and stuff. And that's the
Yeah.
kind of stuff I grew up watching when I was
Yeah.
a kid, man. I was a dork, man. I was inside a lot. I watched a lot of TV. So, but that just, but yeah, that bull riding, we got to go catch some bull riding there.
all of
next
that to be said,
Yeah.
Go
Team
ahead.
Sissy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Team
dude.
Sissy.
Team Sissy.
Yeah, I think it's tied. It's 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Sissy and Pam.
Yeah, but my partner in the vote is a senator, so we win.
Yeah. He's-
Man.
yeah, man.
That's a tough choice. Yeah.
But growing up, what did you growing up? What did you do? What would you do for fun as a kid growing up? Like teenagers and being a teenager and whatnot. What did you do growing up, like for fun?
The lake was here
Okay.
when I was growing up, but in the summers, my dad made a list for my brothers and I, and as soon as that list was done, we could go do whatever we want. Somehow, mysteriously, we could just barely not finish it.
Oh, there it
So
is.
it was designed to keep
It was
us
calculated.
keep us working and keep us out of trouble. But I hung out with
Okay.
my buddies,
Okay.
and I played basketball a lot in the summer.
Right on.
I played for Conroe when I was in high
All
school.
right. What position?
I hunted and fished, but I was a number 2 spot, shooting guard.
Oh, guard. Okay, so you're a shooter. Okay, he's like in Seinfeld, he'd be the chucker.
Yeah.
Seinfeld chucker. in Seinfeld.
Oh,
On Seinfeld, George, he was a chucker. He
Oh,
always-
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
to-
chunking the
to
ball.
Jimmy.
Shooting to
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Give it to Jimmy.
It was a
Jimmy Jump.
Seinfeld reference. Me and her are big Seinfeld.
I'm with
nerds.
you.
It's Seinfeld.
I get it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Chucker's accurate.
Yeah.
I don't quite dance like Elaine, but
Oh, yeah,
the
Delane, man.
Chucker's,
Little kicks.
Yeah.
Little kicks. Little
yeah,
kicks.
The,
Little
the-
kicks.
the Chucker's probably
Yeah.
accurate. Yeah.
But no,
My coach probably thought so. So yeah.
there you go. He's on there. He's on point, man. He's on point. So, so August 26, 2014, things changed for you, huh?
That's it.
That
On my
things changed.
birthday, August 5th,
Yeah, August.
2014.
Yeah,
That
okay.
was the election night, and
right.
that's a hell of a night to have an election. When it lands on your birthday,
Yeah.
it's a special election. That's a lot of pressure.
That's got to be exciting too. My bad, my fault. I was reading the sworn in date.
Oh.
You're sworn. That's what I read the
Yeah.
wrong thing. I was reading the sworn in date.
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
sworn.
That's
I mean,
right.
that's got to be a big accomplishment, man. I think that's
What was that
amazing.
feeling?
Yeah, what's that feeling? Yeah, exactly.
It's a good feeling because the campaign is not.
Yeah.
And so there's just it's unreasonably combative, and the people that support the candidates and are just obviously they're emotionally tied to it, or they wouldn't be out there walking thousands of doors in 104-degree weather and on and
Right.
on. So it's very emotional, but
Yeah.
getting to the point to where the swearing
Mhm.
in, the ceremony, and all your friends and family are there, and people that
That's cool.
you've never met before showed up to help,
Yeah.
believed in what you were doing and the team and on and on. That was cool, very
Yeah.
cool. And-
So to back up from that,
Mhm.
you're this guy, grew up in Conroe, you're here. At what point did you decide that's what the direction you wanted to go?
what I wanted to do. So when I was working as a pipe fitter after high school, those orange fireproof coveralls were hot.
Oh yeah.
So I'd been taking some classes at what's now Lone Star, and I transferred to the University of Texas in Austin, and I got a job in the biggest air-conditioned building I could find, which was that pink granite building on Congress.
Yeah.
Because I'd been working, in the chemical plant, and I wanted to experience that. But it was just a friend that was going to interview that lived in my apartment complex, and I jumped in the truck the day that he was going and asked them if they would be willing to interview 2 people.
Wow.
Oh man.
So it was not some big. I wasn't in student body elections and stuff like
Wow.
that in high school or any of that. But I needed a job. When I went from Conroe to Austin, just before that, my I was the youngest in my family out of 4 kids, and my older brothers and my sister, we had a different experience when I was younger, where we had some means, but my dad lost everything right when I was going to school. So I had all the love and moral support, but I was on my own,
Yeah.
basically on that end. So that job was really important, and that's what I was looking for, was to get some experience and be able to work my way through school. And I knew that if I learned a trade and a skill, that nobody could ever take that away from me. So I did that before I tried to go to college. And then once I had about a year and a half down on that, interviewed at the Capitol and got a job just briefing committees and being a runner, a grunt. I was taking stuff from office to office, and eventually a senator, an office, picked me up right when Governor Richards was coming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
That hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it was amazing to see that, to witness history. I mean, like, granted, politics aside, it's still interesting to see. She was the first governor woman, right? A woman in Texas, right?
She was second, but first in 60-something years.
Okay, yeah.
And she was. You're right. She
Yeah.
was the first elected outright.
Right.
The one prior to her in the 20s or 30s
Took over.
came in because her husband passed away.
Oh, okay.
So you're right. And she would say anything too. She was so entertaining.
She reminds me of 45 because she get on a chopper on a motorcycle, and she had all kinds of photos, like photo
all white hair.
Yeah, dude, she was something, man.
Yeah.
But like I said, back then I was a kid. I didn't know left or right. That didn't cross my mind at the time. It was just interesting to see that and to witness it. And like I said, it happened right in front of my middle school there, and it was just like, this is a moment in time that I need to remember, and I do. And since to this day, I still keep it, that memories in my head locked in there. And so when all this comes full circle, it's like, I'm just this fat loser kid from Austin, and I'm sitting in front of a state senator now. It's really cool, man, to have you here. So again,
It's
just
better
really
for me
cool,
to
man.
be here
It's
with
cool.
you guys.
It's fun,
for
man. It's a
sure.
lot of fun.
But
And
thanks for saying that.
And yeah, no, it's awesome. And another thing to add to that is like, politicians and things like that. If that nature, all politicians, I love when they do this and they let their guards down. It's like 44 was popular and 45 were popular. When I say, I'm saying the presidents.
Yeah.
I'm just for the folks out there. 44 got a lot of popularity because he let his guard down. He was doing these podcasts. He was doing these.
It doesn't happen enough, right?
And I feel like if they did that more, I guess I like it because I like seeing that. And 45 was great with that, dude. He was good with the people on social media. I mean, I know some people didn't like his social media, but he was
Real.
like he was accessible.
Yeah.
And you could touch, and they were like, this guy's like me,
Yeah.
He talks like me. He's on a podcast like me. He's doing this like me. So that's why those two guys stand out to me the most because, no matter what you are, left or right, but they do stand out because they put their guard down and they let people in to see
They're
who
personable.
they were. And that's why we appreciate. That's why this means so much to us that you're doing this with us, that you're letting people in, and he's a guy like us, man.
Yeah.
He watches Urban Cowboy. He knows Seinfeld references. I like this guy. That's what I'm saying. I like that, and that's why we're so appreciative that you're here today for that, man.
Man, it's great to be
let us
here.
in, let
Just
us
4
in.
guys
Let us
hanging
in.
out, right?
Yeah, and
having a drink here.
people lose track that the senator, he's a guy too, right? And probably has the same interest as as this next guy down the street, and as one of your supporters, and you have the same interest maybe as the guy who goes, he wasn't one of your supporters, but you go, wow, I have more in common with that guy than I think.
Yeah.
And it's tough doing your job. We talked about some of the little nuances before we got on air here. And I know for a lot of people to think, wow, we go out and do a job, we try to build a career, but to throw your hat into the political arena and to know that to have to do the job that you do, to work as hard as you do it, and to have to get rehired.
Yeah.
Every so many years to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a strange job where you have to market yourself as I'm still good enough.
Yeah.
I can still get the job done. You know, every time.
That's a tough.
Hey, I'm
a
still
tough way
cool
to make a living.
Hey, I'm still cool. Hey, I'm still cool. You know, hire me back. Give me another shot. Give me another shot. You know,
There's a shelf life too,
no,
right?
I know. Yeah, I got you.
I do have to say this though. So you went to UT.
That's right.
I got to put you in the hot seat.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got to put you in the hot seat right now. 0 UT football players were drafted in the NFL draft this year.
Yeah.
I got to know your thoughts on that.
Oh, you know, UT is way behind, man. I think that that the reason why that they're jumping to the SEC, even though they may have a really tough transition,
Recruits.
is the recruits. You know, the 4-star and 5-star athletes. It's fortunate to grab a 1 or 2-star recruit and have them turn into something, you know, incredible with incredible potential, and many of them do.
Yeah.
But these student athletes, you know, they are very drawn to the SEC for good reason and for their success, and they dream of going to the NFL, and UT and OU. And UT and OU started a big ruckus over that, of course, but really it was Colorado that also left.
Yep.
It was A&M that left, and there was
A&M left first, right?
And A&M broke a contract to leave. UT has said we'll honor all our agreements, and OU as well, and we'll leave when we can. But at the end of the day, they need to start building based on the brand of the SEC, and they probably should have done it before now.
So you think that's that's going to be their bread and butter is rebrand to SEC and build it from the ground up?
Yeah, I mean, college football has changed so much with name, image, and likeness. The Supreme Court saying that college student athletes deserve to be paid and have the right to be paid. And with the portal and transfers and on, I haven't even mentioned the past coaches that have been hired by Texas. You know, Jimbo Fisher's putting on a clinic right now at A&M, and I think they're going to unseat Alabama and be a national contender that has a reign.
Yeah.
Even with NIL, I just think A&M has got an incredible program going. This is coming from a Longhorn.
From a UT grad.
That's
tall words right there.
You didn't expect that, did you?
But you know, UT bought out Charlie Smart, Strong.
Charlie Strong.
Charlie Strong for $40 million. Bought out Tom Herman for Herman, right? Yeah. Coach Herman for $40 million. That's $80 million right there. And then started over with Sarkisian.
I have to tell you, and this is not because I'm a closet, you know, U of H fan or anything like that. I was blown away that Herman didn't take root. I genuinely thought that he was going to be sort of this connection to the players and sort of bring the program back. Yeah. And I don't know if it was just too much fluff or what, but it didn't work.
It didn't work.
You know,
for one reason or another. I'm not sure in the locker room what was going on there. Yeah. But it didn't work with the Regents either.
It surprised me because when you see him, when you saw him react with the program and the players at U of H, and he took this U of H program that was, you know, they weren't terrible, but I mean they weren't nationally recognized.
No, at all.
You know, and then all of a sudden, you know, people are talking about him, you know, and then he goes to UT, and he was only there for one season, right? Or was it two?
Two
seasons.
But look at the rankings from 2021 for University of Central Florida, Cincinnati, and U of H.
Yeah.
Compared to UT and OU.
Fair.
I mean, but at the end of the day, the television ratings are a big part of the deal, and even with a losing season, Texas commands a pretty big viewership. Obviously,
When you talk about tough jobs, football coach,
that's rough.
Hey,
you have to perform.
Oh yeah.
Or you have a for sale sign, and you're front yard, don't
What
you?
have you done for me lately? You know, you ain't done nothing yet.
You talk about Britney Spears having relationships.
Oh my God, that's true.
These college football
That's true.
programs, some of them are changing coaches fast.
Oh, yeah.
And that shows what the expectations are these days.
Yeah, I miss.
That's pretty crazy. And I do have to say this. I watched a lot of UT football over the last couple of years. 25, Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
I think is one of the greatest talents to come out of that school, and I feel like nobody's talking about him. I feel like he's underrated, even though, you know, he's been in some conversations. I feel like he's a super underrated player.
He's a superhero in his work ethic too.
Yeah.
I think this season is going to get him national attention, and unlike he's received before. I'm not sure why he hasn't. It's probably just the team has underperformed in general. And
he had some injury issues too.
He was injured, and you lose 5 straight games, and all of a sudden everybody's talking about someone else.
Somebody else.
But his work ethic's incredible, and the Texas offensive line for next year is going to surprise everybody.
I think so. Yeah,
and they're going to be young.
My all-time favorite coach, and it's probably the, you know, everybody's favorite, like Mac Brown. I miss Mac Brown. He was a hell of a coach. Him and Vince Young, man, that was. I'm like the old guy. I like to talk about the good old days and the glory days. And Vince Young was just. I miss that era of football, man. That Ricky Williams, all that era of football. It was great, man. It was good Texas.
I got to meet Mac Brown. He was looking at a couple of different players from my high school, and he came in.
Where's he somewhere else now? Where's he at now? I think he's.
North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a teacher at the time, and he was coming in looking at some players that were at the school that I was, you know, at or whatever. And he came in, and you know, I got a picture with him. He signed the football and all that kind of stuff. And nice guy.
Yeah, he looks like a nice guy, man. Like I said, he was hell of a coach for Texas, man. The cool thing was, I was in Austin. I was at the mall at Barton Creek Mall, and this is when Ricky Williams was the running back. And you know, I was shoe shopping or whatever, and I was in high school. I ran into him, and he bumped into me. And I was like, "It's Ricky Williams." But you know, when you see these guys in person, they're not as big as you think. They're like
just
Ricky,
look like regular guys.
He was a little guy, man. Like he was small, but
they just look like regular guys.
It threw me off.
Big cloud of smoke around.
Yeah, there was a lot of smoke. There was a lot of smoke.
Dry ice in the theme song.
No, he was
even in the mall.
Yeah, he was in the mall. Yes, sir.
Coming down that escalator.
But it was shocking to see. It was shocking to see. Yeah. It was just shocking to see how small he was. But you know, when I think we spoke about this on the podcast before, his punch or his stiff arm was as hard as a heavyweight boxer's punch.
Yeah.
So it's insane how strong these guys are. You know, it's insane. And but like I said, I just miss those days of Ricky Williams. Who was
the coach when you were in school there?
John Makovic.
John Makovic.
He was very unpopular.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that guy. I remember that. Yeah.
He was like, 113 on the turf in August, and he's wearing a turtleneck.
Oh, I remember that guy, dude. I remember him.
Didn't work out more. As
Can't
much.
Trust a guy like that. Can't trust
a turtleneck.
I don't have anything against turtlenecks, but
I do. I don't trust it.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose that demographic.
Turtleneck.
Yeah.
Demographic.
But I'm a huge Mac Brown fan.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I loved his demeanor. Just a nice, even when they had a loss in the press conferences afterwards, he was just so sweet. He was just a sweet old dude, man. The kind of guy you just want.
So nice.
Yeah,
he's so nice.
And he won the last national championship for the Horns.
Exactly, dude, exactly.
He was at North.
Can't argue with that.
Texas hired him away from North Carolina, and then after he coached at Texas, he was in administration for UT, and then North Carolina talked him into coming back. So that was kind of a reunion, them going back, and he's still been a giant killer there. Even in these later years like this, so and with Mac,
I'm not going to ask you about Sarkisian because he's still there, so we're not going to talk about him.
Yeah,
but
it's early too. I don't know much about it. Yeah,
that's true. He's still got some time.
So now you're kind of in the lion's den here because as we're talking about football. So NFL, who's your NFL team?
Man, I grew up with the Oilers, and I'm a tried and true Texans fan.
Okay.
It surprises me you wouldn't say Titans because they were the Oilers.
That's my team. But I followed I was with the Titans until we got the franchise expansion or whatever. But obviously we're in our whatever year of rebuilding, and we end up getting the best quarterback and have all the drama in the world with that. So
well, there's still a lot of room in the trophy case there.
Quite a bit.
There's a lot of room. The reason why that's a good thing. There's room.
The reason why I said you're in the Lions.
We have some Love You Blue towels hanging in there right now, so it's in the memorabilia column.
Oh yeah,
but a couple Bum Phillips pictures.
Oh yeah.
I miss Bum Phillips.
I'm telling you.
He was awesome, man. He's good. We're Cowboys fans, so all three of us are Cowboys fans.
No way.
Yeah, Cowboys fans.
I could pick that up on talking to you guys. Yeah.
Cowboys fans.
Before we got on air, we're having these conversations. He's like, "Oh God, they're all Cowboys fans."
I was expecting Cowboy talk,
but no, we I love football. We all watch it together. We watch it Super Bowl Sunday. We're usually together. We watched it this past Super Bowl Sunday. We're all together watching the game. We're just big fans of the NFL and just sports in general.
Cowboys are America's team.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That's the brand. And, all the potential in the world. So I just like when the Cowboys play the Texans because it's just fun to have that Texas Super Bowl.
Those are fun games to go to.
That's actually a split right now.
It's coming up, man. It's coming up this year.
I hang tough on those, those statistics. When the Cowboys play the Texans. Yeah.
Well, you talk about popularity, right? And it's all about TV ratings. The Cowboys probably have as many haters as some teams have fans.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's true.
So the detractors, the fans.
I wouldn't say probably. I would say they definitely.
Yeah.
Do.
So it's they.
Well, a third of the Texans.
They make news.
A third of the Texans fans in the stands are there for entertainment, and they're wearing Cowboys jerseys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of fun to.
I have been there. I have been to a Texans game in a Cowboys jersey.
Of course you have, right?
It's so true. That is so true.
And I've got a family full of Cowboys fans, but I like the Houston teams, the Astros, Rockets, and Texans.
I'm okay with the Astros. I love the Astros.
I'm a massive Astros fan.
Me too.
I
love the Astros. I love sport. I don't have anybody now. I got Trent, but before I didn't have anybody to watch baseball with because and some folks don't like baseball too much.
What do you think about Pena?
Yeah, I like Pena, and I hope it's consistent. He's really starting strong.
So there was it was a tweet that went viral, and it was a question that said, "Do you think?" It said, "True or false? Pena will be better than Correa." What do you think?
Through his career, I think Correa is going to be better, but I think Pena is going to be the guy that we needed to raise up from the farm team when we lost Correa and Springer, and we're investing in him, and I think he'll be someone that performs in a way that gets a big contract.
Yeah. I feel like we might have had this conversation before, talking about when Correa left.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was about Pena, but we were talking about when Correa left. Like, should we pay Correa to stay? And I mean, my gut reaction was, the dude's asking for way too much money.
Crane made him a hell of an offer.
Yeah, I know, and he turned it down.
Yeah, for a shorter term.
Yeah, and so in my mind, what Pena is doing is like far exceeds the amount of money that we're saving not paying Correa. So I think Pena is just fine.
I think that was probably the analysis in the front office for sure. And
I'm in the wrong business. That's what
I'm telling you. And I understand why Springer went to Toronto with that contract, but where did Correa go? Do we even remember?
Twins.
Minnesota?
Minnesota, yeah.
So I don't know what they're doing, but for a shorter term, and unless they have something really incredible up their sleeve,
I was surprised he left.
I don't know why.
After the offer that we made him, I was surprised that he left. I really was.
Yeah. Because
I thought he was going to stick around.
I did too. I think Altuve wants to play his entire career here.
Yeah.
And these guys already have rings, so it's not like you have to move around.
They're not chasing anything.
So you think Altuve's an Astro?
Till he retires. I think
we're all saying the name wrong, dude. We're all saying his name wrong.
Altuve.
Altuve.
Hey,
Congresswoman said Altuve, man.
Wait.
Sheila Jackson said Altuve.
Is he in here?
Yeah, we said they were saying it wrong. We're saying it wrong. Yeah.
No, the team looks really good. I haven't looked at it in the last couple of days, but they were 8 games up in first place.
Okay, they're doing
I think they hit a 3-game skid. I think they won their last one. But it's just you look at the way the roster was put together this year. There's something about the way they do it that it just seems to always put them at the top of the list, man.
Baseball is more exciting
in person
than it. Well, it's more exciting now than it was when I was a kid.
I agree.
Do you notice that? When we were kids, a baseball score was 3-2.
Yeah.
Or 5-3,
2-1, whatever.
Yeah, now it's they're swinging now.
10, 13,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
You're saying the pitchers suck these days?
Well, I don't know. What is it though? What is it? Are the hitters that good?
Everybody else in the lineup back in the day was just kind of like a position player, and you had the one roided up dude that was hitting home runs, and that's how they got
Jose
points.
Canseco,
McGuire,
Mark McGuire,
Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
So do you think that's what it is? You think there's just better?
I honestly
all
think
across the.
This is probably an unpopular opinion, but I honestly believe, I would go so far to say athletes in general are better now.
Or is there better cheating across the board? They know the pitch comes.
A lot of trash cans.
A lot of trash cans. Yeah, trash cans.
You know,
a lot of trash
makes
cans.
you wonder. I don't know. I just know that the scores have really changed.
Yeah.
Sure.
The bat's still a wooden bat. The
still
ball's
bat.
still the
The
same.
way the game is played, though, is a little bit different. You know?
Athletes are better than when Canseco was on the juice, or you mean without it?
Okay, maybe the juiced up athletes were better, but as a whole,
Because the old Celtic Bob Cousy, I think, I don't remember who he played for. He jumped all over LeBron and these guys for being soft and
I agree,
whining all the time.
I agree, dude. These guys are not what they used to be. I mean, I used to see
Bob Cousy hadn't made the news since World War I.
Yeah,
All of a sudden he went viral.
Oh yeah, it's true, man. These guys are really soft now. These guys are soft, man. These guys aren't, like the days of Jordan and all these guys are going down the lane, getting hit and punched in the face. They don't have that. Bill Lambie or those guys from back in the day.
Back in the day with the Bulls and the Pistons.
Yeah, dude, that was good entertainment. Dude.
Rudy Tomjanovich got his face.
He got his face caved in by Kermit.
Like 5 games later, he was back.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it was Kermit Johnson. They punched him in the face. That caved. Rudy T said when he got punched in the face, he could taste that membrane, that metallic taste you have in your head. I don't know what it is, but he could taste that from that punch.
Got hit so hard I tasted metal.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
hard hit.
It was. I forgot what the name, what that taste he said it was, but it was just like it crushed his face, and man, that's why his nose is all screwed up now. Rudy T.
Who is your favorite? Okay, so we talked about your favorite team. Yeah. Who is your favorite player in NFL?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite NFL player growing up?
Man, growing up,
yeah.
I was an Oiler fan, so I followed Earl Campbell and Nolan Ryan both with the Astros and the Oilers so much. I mean, a lot of different quarterbacks, but
Warren Moon.
Warren Moon in the run and shoot
was money.
Was no doubt, some of the most fun to watch until he met Frank Reich coming in the second half of the Buffalo Bills game. I was at a sports bar in Amarillo, and I planned an entire ski trip around coming back so I would be at that sports bar for that game. And it was like 41-3 at halftime, and we lost. That was a lonely, quiet ride home with 6 guys that I was just pissed at. I just took it out on them. But I was driving. I stopped at mile marker 87 and kicked them all out of the.
I don't blame you, dude.
Yeah.
No, that was.
But Warren Moon for sure, the greatest quarterback ever that didn't have a ring.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's actually a good point.
Yep.
Who was your favorite NFL player growing up?
NFL player growing up had to be, underrated, man. Underrated running back Barry Sanders, man. Barry Sanders was great, man. You couldn't touch.
Was
the
he
guy.
Underrated though?
No, he was. I mean, I think there's other running backs get a lot like Emmitt Smith. I love Emmitt Smith is legend, but I think Barry Sanders had this thing about him, man.
He was shifty, huh?
Shifty, man. Also, too, the guy that played for the Chiefs, the Nigerian Nightmare. That guy had legs.
Oye?
Yeah, his legs were humongous.
Trunks,
dude, he would run you over, dude. There's another guy for the Saints, Ironhead Haywood, I think his name was. I love those hard nosed running backs like that. And there's a white cat from a white dude from Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Allstott.
He was a machine.
Dude, that guy was a beast. That dude had a neck.
Mike Allstott.
That guy had a neck.
Look up highlight videos of that guy if you
want
to.
Mike Allstott, dude. He had a neck from hell, dude. He was amazing.
He didn't have a neck.
Well, yeah, he did. He was all traps, man. He was all dude. He was.
What about you, Johnny?
I was a Cowboy fan. Grew up in a Cowboy household, so it was it was Danny White and Tony Dorsett, and then it it progressed down the road to the glory days of Aikman and Emmett, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the Moose, right?
The Moose.
So the Moose, speaking of juice, the Moose was so big, everybody hollered Moose when he played football. Yeah. When he was an announcer, he was a little dude.
Yeah.
Shoulders went.
Yeah.
He
lost it. He lost it. I'm not saying juice. Just saying. I'm just making an observation.
Just Emmett and Aikman, but not Irvin.
Okay.
Irving. Oh yeah, the whole team.
All right. So I'm gonna get to
Irving.
that. I'm gonna get to that because my favorite was Jay Novacek. Okay.
Yeah. Clutch.
And one of the reasons I liked Jay Novacek was because he was a hard-nosed guy. He was an early on hard-nosed guy. But he was one of the most underrated receiving tight ends in the NFL.
It's true.
And I look at like the 95 season, right? So I pulled up the stats for the 95 season. Irving had 111 catches.
Mm-hmm.
The next person wasn't a wide receiver. The next person was Jay Novacek, and he was in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
The only other person that was remotely close to them was their number 2 receiver, Kevin Williams, and he was in the 30s.
Right. Yeah.
So you talk about air game. Yeah. It was Irving, Novacek. Irving, Novacek. Irving, Novacek. Irving, Novacek. I mean, it was just like back and forth.
That's why I was so excited about what's the tight end they had before that went to the Raiders and shit.
Jason Witten.
He was a phenomenal player, man. He was phenomenal, man. He wouldn't drop anything.
Terrible announcer.
What about
what about announcer?
I'm going to talk about a guy with heart, Bill Bates.
Oh, Bill, dude, he clean your clock, man. He'd clean your clock, man. He'd knock you out.
Yeah,
that guy was a beast.
He played above his ability.
He was a beast, man. I missed those hard-nosed players, and that's before you couldn't call those flags they had
targeting now. And everything.
Targeting and hitting at the head and shit, all that stuff, man. I remember they used to hit you in the. My coach would encourage you to hit somebody in the ear hole. They would encourage that back when I was a kid, man, to hit you in the ear hole.
That was back in the day.
Oh, that was the thing they would encourage that, man.
My favorite Cowboy was Tony Fritsch, who was a kicker, and he had played for the Oilers, and he retired like when he was 61, I think. No, I'm kidding with you, but he played like
I was buying it.
Those kickers, they can play.
That's not my. I'm kidding with you. That's not my. Jason Witten was my.
Yes,
was
Jason
one of my
Witten
favorite
is
Cowboys.
and
then I've got some Starbucks stuff that's signed, and I thought. He was, when I was really little, I thought everything I heard about him was just that he was the legend to set the benchmark.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
He was in the military, right?
Danny White. I liked Danny White a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he was.
Navy.
Navy? He was
Army or Navy? I can't remember.
I can't remember. He was a veteran, though.
How did the Cowboys have Staubach, White, and then Aikman?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I don't know.
And didn't they have Vinny in there? Didn't they have Vinny in there somewhere too? Or
and then they went from Aikman to
holy shit.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm
what was his name? Quincy Carter. You remember Quincy Carter?
Yeah. Roger Staubach was a Navy pilot.
Yeah,
Navy pilot.
Look at that.
I thought he was a pilot,
man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So if I get to ask a question,
go ahead.
What do all three of you think about the current Cowboys quarterback?
Kind of. It's
good, man.
He's a good player. He's a good quarterback. You know, we said we weren't going to put you on the hot seat.
All the air in the room just left. All the air just went out the room, dude. Just went out the damn room, man. It's like shit, man. Like, no, go ahead, Trent.
I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna be the oddball out. I think I believe in him.
Yeah.
I think that he has the ability. I think he has the capability. I think he has the leadership. You know, I just haven't seen it gel with the rest of his team yet.
Yeah.
You know,
kind of like any given Sunday. Does he have the locker room behind him?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and is he capable? Absolutely. I think he's very talented.
Absolutely.
Has he shown that capability can mesh with the rest of the team? I don't think that he's shown that yet. Maybe his first year, maybe. But after that, you know, he dealt with that injury, you know, and it was a big turnaround for him. So that's my 2 cents. What do you got, Keith?
Yeah, but you're saying that first year, man. That first year he was phenomenal, and
the whole team was.
But the reason why, excuse me, that first year he was phenomenal because he had Romo was his mentor, man.
Yeah.
And I think that when Romo stepped away and and went to the box to go do the announcing there, I think he lost a lot of confidence. And then after the injury, I think he was just very hesitant to do anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't scramble anymore. When he does scramble, he's always second. You can always look at his eyes. He's always second thinking, oh shit, I should have thrown that or I shouldn't have done this.
It's almost like he feels like he has to prove himself as a passer.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude, just run. If you can get the first down, just run.
I think he's just. I think that injury just. I think it kind of
says the fat guy from the couch.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm the.
Just run. Yeah.
We got Cheetos all over my fingers, and I know the answers. No, I'm just saying. I think he's just hesitant. I think the injury kind of messed his mind up. I think he's just not going to be the same. I don't think he's our thing.
He's not the long-term guy.
I think we're going to have to do something else.
I think he's a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of good quarterbacks.
You don't think he's a long-term guy?
He's just a good quarterback.
He's just not there.
He's just another good quarterback.
That's the deal. Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, as a Houston fan, I mean, just seeing an outside perspective, what do you think?
Those first couple of years in performance were pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're trying to develop a quarterback from Stanford that was available, down the list. So we'll see what he does with any support. Deshaun Watson.
See what kind of massages you can get this
I'm
new
telling you,
quarterback.
I thought we'd have Deshaun Watson for, a decade. So
What happened with that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess.
Talk about a skill set. I mean, this guy
He's
was
phenomenal. Yeah.
I mean, enough for another team to bet on him, before this is all settled.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I guess they'll get Baker Mayfield to consider hanging out and filling the slot.
Oh,
till
yeah.
then, but he's probably
he's
said
not
no
bad.
thanks.
I thought Baker was a good, and then, you know what it is too. Sometimes you can sell if you have a good personality and you got a shtick and things like that. I think that sells and that helps.
Yeah.
With ticket sales, man. Baker has that, man. He's got commercials.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
he had some negative press in Oklahoma though.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did.
He was dealing with some issues in Oklahoma.
First playoff winner of the dog pound scene in a generation.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's true.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
He
Man, a lot of
he
talent.
felt disrespected in such an
Mhm.
incredible way. I don't know what he does if
I know.
they ask him to stay, because
Yeah.
technically he's still there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got another question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another question.
we do. And this is
No, hold on.
Oh.
No. Before that,
What are y'all
one last
sandbagging
Yeah, we're
questions?
holding- we're holding
one,
back.
one last
We're holding
one-
back.
to get off the football. One last question, then we'll get off the football. One last
Man, it's
question.
7:59. Isn't it?
Yeah. We'll get out the football. One last question is Burrow. You a fan of Burrow?
Not so much.
Not so much.
No.
Man,
No.
come on.
No.
Hey,
on.
all right, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tom Brady guy?
I wasn't ever a Patriots fan, but it just
This is my guy right
it's
here.
hard not to like the guy.
You got my vote.
Can't hate the goat.
But
Can't hate the goat.
But the quarterback that I personally have seen in person at a game,
Yeah.
that I've been sitting there and watched, the comeback and just how the last quarter was handled, that just blew my mind, was Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
I just have,
really.
and that's just, you've seen a lot of games
Yeah.
on TV, and I haven't been to a ton of NFL games, but I've never seen a magician like that, because
Is this early or late?
early.
Aaron Rodgers.
You know, the thing I think about Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, that caliber of quarterback, whether they win or lose that game, they always think they can win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even in that last
Yeah.
bit when they go
Yeah.
out there, right?
Yeah.
They just think they can. There's a
They got a
shot.
shot. They got a
I got a
chance.
shot.
Yep.
I got a shot.
Yep.
They never give up.
And they keep that chemistry and that support from all these teammates coming in and out of that door,
Mhm.
and that's amazing. How do they do that?
Yeah.
Because that's why you see so many excellent quarterbacks for 1 year, and then for the next
Yeah.
3 years they can't put it together, and it's got to be tied to something that you can't see watching it intangible, like the
Right.
chemistry in the locker room or the
you know,
leadership side.
If you don't watch it closely, you lose track that these teams aren't the same. And a Super Bowl team wins the Super Bowl, and you think, all right, they have a good shot next year. Well, your big name quarterback is there, or this receiver's there, but then when you look at that roster of how many people move on,
Yeah.
and do different things, it is a different team the next year, right? It's
Yeah.
a different
Right.
group,
Right.
and so as a fan, you look at it and you go, "Wow, man, why is my team not back?" Well, they're not all back. Some assistant coaches got jobs in different
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
These trainers went to somewhere else because they were a Super Bowl team and they demanded better jobs. So as an organization, it changes more than what I think we see,
Yeah.
on the surface,
that
and that
curtain.
chemistry. That chemistry is where it's at.
I got to disclaim the Burrow question too. I mean, he beat my Longhorns the first game of the season that he won the national championship, and we lost by 7. We played out of our minds that game, and so he just crushed my dreams for
This is my guy.
decade.
No, I agree. I'm a Longhorn guy. Like I said, I'm a Longhorn guy. But to see this guy, the talent this guy has, I think he's going to go a long way. And to go the distance they went this past year was great.
What did I say his crutch is going to be? What's going to be his downfall?
His luscious hair. He's got that luscious blonde hair, man.
No,
He's got that luscious
his
blonde hair.
attitude, man.
He's got an attitude,
His
but that
attitude
but
is
that,
bad.
That for me, for some people, I know it's a turn off, but for me, it's a turn on because I like the confidence, man. The confidence is through the roof. You got to have the confidence.
He came
man.
in with a team they're behind him,
Cincinnati, man.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And confidence can be a post-game interview, or it can be Michael Irvin derby in a full-length mink coat, right?
Hey.
And that full-length mink coat, when you haven't won, you don't have a ring yet.
Yeah.
I don't know when you do have a ring.
Yeah, but that's what Joe Burrow does, man.
Hey, cigar and all, man.
That's cigar and all, right?
I was gonna say the like opposite of that field for the Super Bowl, I think is one of the most underrated quarterbacks that has ever played the game. Matthew Stafford. I think Matthew Stafford is one of the most underrated quarterbacks. Texas boy. Yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah, it comes from Dallas. And the fact that he put in the work in Detroit and got nothing for it.
Oh.
I agree.
And stayed healthy enough to make the move.
To be able to make the move and make something of it, The dude is talented, man. He's so talented.
I agree.
What Burrows did and with no offensive line in the playoffs was just I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah. He's got wheels. He can move.
He can take bone crushing hits from what those guys did to him and still won the game.
Yeah.
That's
The kid's good.
at least the first one, Yeah.
The kid's going to be good. I think I see a big future for that guy. He's going to be huge.
I hate the school he came from, though.
Yeah.
Louisiana.
That's where I just can't.
Hey, the boots, okay, man. I'm okay with the boots. I'm okay with the boots.
Out of here, man. That whole state.
Yeah.
Never mind. I've got a senator on. I can't bash another state.
We're going to switch gears.
don't
We're
hold back
switching gears.
there.
We're switching gears.
All right, let's do it.
We're going to talk about something that's really important.
It's most important.
Most important. Barbecue.
Oh, barbecue.
Barbecue in Texas,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got a senator on board. And I like barbecue. We all like barbecue, trying different places.
He's done something big, though.
I
Johnny's
did
done something big.
I did the Texas Monthly Top 50 one year, one book back, not the latest list, but I went to all top 50. I like to go out and hit those barbecue places and see what's out there in Texas, and we have a lot here in Texas, and a lot in Austin.
Yeah.
So when you're in Austin, are you a barbecue eater at all?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Yeah, not Franklin's.
Oh. Hey,
Not Franklin's.
Hey, for anybody that's for anybody that's listening, Johnny is wearing a Franklin
I was throwing a hint out there, but
He's subtle. He's
what's
being subtle.
what's your go-to over there?
So, I grew up, when I was in school over there, I'd go out to the Salt Lick in Dripping Springs, one of the last open pits, in the state that's left. I like Cooper's in Llano a lot, and they opened up on Congress.
Mm-hmm.
So we bounced from Cooper's to Black's. We like both of them a lot. The office loves Franklin.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I tend to go the other route.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terry's?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Terry's.
Cooper's is good. They have a pork chop at Cooper's.
Okay.
If you ever go to Cooper's in Llano, I've never been to the one in Austin, but the pork chop is I
Man.
know that's different to tell you to get a pork chop at a barbecue
barbecue,
place,
yeah.
but
The pork chop, and they've got a big ribeye that they lower down in this dip, and they don't tell you what the dip is, but it's
man.
it's barbecue based and it's some other stuff, and it's got a kick to it. But they lower it down and pull that ribeye back out.
Yeah.
You got to add that to anything else you get.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. So locally,
locally,
Local?
do you have any local favorites around here?
Man, that's tough for me now.
Hey.
Yeah.
hey, there it is. Hot seat, man.
Damn,
That's
put
a
him
hot
on-
seat now.
put him on the
Put somebody
hot
on
blast.
spot now.
So I run.
local.
I'm old Conroe. I run Frazier a lot. I love
Okay.
Darren
Okay.
McKenzie's.
Okay.
business.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and I just enjoy the fact that he invested in old Conroe in
I
an
get you.
area
Yeah.
that.
That makes sense.
But they're great. They're in
Oh.
Madisonville. They're in Huntsville. But
Yeah.
But I'm out at Little Vernon's and I'm all over the place. So
Yeah.
those are my
Well,
routes that I run.
It's a touchy subject because barbecue's fighting words in Texas when you start picking favorite barbecue
fighting
places.
words in this crew right here.
I don't know if you've been to all the barbecue spots locally, like nearby. But we want to sell kind of if you've had them.
Oh my god!
Kind of sell it. Have you been to Corkscrew?
Corkscrew is awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on.
Stop. Hang on.
Now, when they moved, they were on, that street off of Rayford and Sawdust. And when they moved, I started going less. But
how about
this? Is a bit of a Sissy Pam question right here.
So what about Tejas? Tejas Barbecue on Tomball. You been there yet?
Hey, why are you bumping off of Corkscrew so fast?
Okay, he hadn't been there yet. He hasn't been there yet.
He hasn't been there yet.
I haven't been there. No, we're in. My son plays basketball over in Tomball a couple weekends a month. I need to go hit.
Okay, so
Tejas.
You do need to hit Tejas. Tejas is actually
their burnt ends are crazy.
It was my favorite barbecue place around Texas.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Their burnt ends are.
It's a little house.
Good.
It's like a little house in right off. It's up train tracks. I forget what the street is. What's the street? I can't remember the street.
Right downtown of Old Tomball.
Yeah.
There's no way it's better than Corkscrew though.
Oh,
there's a way
by far.
There's a way.
By far.
Yeah.
Hey, okay.
So when Corkscrew moved, did they maintain their?
Okay, so
look,
this
guy's getting upset now.
Oh, okay, all right. Here we go. So this is the deal. Johnny and I have debated, and we've actually come to an agreement on the Corkscrew debate. I love Corkscrew. I think it's fantastic. Johnny doesn't like it.
I'm not going to say I don't like it.
It's not your favorite.
Right.
So Johnny put me on Tejas. I went and tried Tejas. I have to tell you, Tejas is very good. I don't like the fact that Tejas has burnt ends and Corkscrew doesn't. And because of that, I would venture to say most people would have a better time at Tejas than they would at Corkscrew. That being said, I think
there's too many qualifiers on all this that you're saying.
I think Corkscrew has better brisket.
Man, I'm flying in formation with you. I'm right with you.
I think.
Oh man!
I gotta tell you, I feel like
Franklin's marbles their brisket too heavy.
Yeah, I agree.
The marbling on the brisket at Franklin's and their sauce is just transparent. Some people don't use barbecue sauce, but I use a little bit of it because I just want to know one to the next to the next. But everybody in my office loves Franklin's.
Oh,
yeah.
So
it's hard to get though. It's just hard to get. It's
so what we came to the agreement that we came to was the bark on the outside of the brisket we like differently. Mm-hmm. Like I like it to be more of
burnt tire,
like charred meat. There's like a charred meat, light seasoning, charred meat on the outside. He wants pretty heavy pepper, right?
Yeah.
A heavy, salt and pepper bark on the outside. And that's a lot of what Tejas is. And it's not bad. I just prefer Corkscrew because I like that sort of charred meat, that charred meat flavor.
That's a long explanation to admit that I'm right.
Hey, I have a senator. I have a senator behind me. I'm good.
So when you get brisket, you go lean or fatty?
Lean.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you can
we're
tell,
the same person.
Yeah.
We're the same person.
I'm with him on the charred.
Okay.
Exterior crust of it. I think that's really important for brisket.
There you go.
Barbecue.
I'm done with this podcast.
Barbecues.
While you're here, huh?
Again, that's like Pam and Sissy talk.
It's Sissy and Pam. It's Sissy and Pam.
That's rough. Rough territory.
No, I got you.
Those are good things to know.
No,
so when you go to the barbecue place, if you have a 3-meat plate, what are you getting?
Ribs, sausage, and brisket. But at Cooper's, I get about a half a pound of that ribeye that's dipped.
Yeah.
And whatever I don't finish, I take.
I learned something today.
Yeah.
We got to
get the ribeye.
Yeah.
Coopers.
Yeah, Cooper's.
We got to go Coopers.
Yeah. I'll meet you there.
We go.
Check it out.
We need it. Since you ain't been, we got to do Tejas sometimes. We got to find time.
Let's do it.
We get another thing I wanted to add. Doing this now, I have to add, dude. Ivan, I gotta say, Ivan, thank you for this, dude. I think Ivan created all this. He was a catalyst in all this, making this happen. Again, thank you to Shiva reaching out to me too in emails, and this is very special to us, and I thank you, Ivan, for this, man. You've done a lot for us, man. You did. There's other things you've done for us, for me, and we're the watering hole I work at. You've done a lot for us too, man, and that means a lot to us and the brewery and everything. So that being said, we need to find a date. If you got time, Senator, if you got time, we all need to make a date, go to Tejas together. That way we can put this thing to rest. That we can put this to rest, and we can say that we can put the corkscrew to rest, and you're going to love Tejas.
Okay, calm down. We're not putting corkscrew to rest.
You got to come to Tejas with us. We got to do Tejas sometime. If you have time, we got to do Tejas barbecue.
Yeah.
It's right in Tomball, so you have time.
I think it's almost a guarantee that we have to do that because not only on the settling the barbecue issue, but we've just got some unfinished aspects of our conversations today. We've left kind of.
We left them open.
We did.
They're open, man.
Yeah.
We did. They're open.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've enjoyed this. I think this is good.
Blast.
I've learned a lot about our senator.
Yeah.
Today. The guy behind the seat, right?
Hey, he's just a guy.
Just a guy.
Just a guy like us, man. He's just a guy like us. Drinking.
He's just a random guy who happens to like all the same things I like.
Yeah, right.
Hey, and anytime you need three guys because one of you is in Florida or something like that, I'll be happy to sit in, jump in.
This guy was over here playing with Mickey Mouse last weekend, dude, and
he was at Disney World last week. Yeah,
he was with Mickey in Florida, man.
So anyway, it's been a pleasure to hang out with you.
This is awesome, dude. This is a hell of a show. This is going to be great. We're going to love sharing this with your following, our following. It's going to be great cross promotion. This is going to be awesome. We love it. Senator, are you on Instagram and all the social media stuff?
I am.
Okay, so what can we find you on Instagram? If you
at Senator Creighton.
At Senator Creighton.
Yeah,
Okay.
SEN Creighton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to add before we
throw in something if you got
wrap
something
up?
to say? Yeah.
No, man, I think we've covered it. I think the Houston Texans are going to be on the Shock the Nation tour coming up soon, and I look forward to talking Cowboys and other things until we get to that next Texas Super Bowl.
Hey, so I think there's a date. I think October is when the Cowboys and Texans are playing. So this is going to be all settled this year in October.
They're
going to be in Jerry's house.
We'll figure it out.
It's going to be all done. It's going to be all said and done in October.
We may have to watch it together.
We've got to do that. Let's do that. We'll get some Tejas barbecue.
We'll DoorDash and Tejas.
Let's do it. We'll get it catered. We'll get them out here. We'll do it, man. We'll do a big party, man.
Big thanks to Angel producing, Jen helping us out with some visual stuff. Another big thank you to Ivan, helping put this together.
Yep.
Senator, I can't thank you enough for being here and being a part of it. Such a blast. Keith, where can people find you?
I'm Talented Savage on Instagram.
Johnny?
MX429.
Real Trent Graves for me. This is...
No, go ahead.
This has been the 52 podcast, man. Episode 400 and...
12-pack.
59,000... No. Yeah. It's the 52 podcast. We'll check you next time. Adios.
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.